full City Hall, council chambers. It's usually when people are really, really mad, but hopefully people aren't mad tonight. I'm sure they're happy because a couple of us are leaving. So before I call the meeting to order, let's just run down our agenda real quick. We'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. I would ask everybody to remain standing for a moment of silence after the Pledge of Allegiance. To observe a moment of silence for two people who were special to many of us. Janice McPherson, the wife of former Deputy Chief of the Beverly Fire Department, William McPherson, mother of Cynthia McPherson, a team member in our planning department, and grandmother of Captain Jonathan Palm of the Beverly Fire Department. Janice is a Korean War Navy veteran and a nurse, and had been a nurse on the North Shore for many years before her retirement. And it was a great honor to honor her last year before COVID with a resolution. And also Tom Clark, and I read his obituary today. It made me really sad. A longtime member of the Beverly Retirement Board and reporter for the Beverly Times and Salem Evening News. He was a founding member of the Lynch Park Advisory Committee charged with the renovation of the Carriage House, and he also wrote the play Good Heavens, Mrs. Evans, which chronicled President Taft's summers spent here in Beverly, where Sean Hayes was President Taft, and I think Bruce Doig was Mr. Evans, and that play was staged back in the early 2000s at the old Briscoe Middle School, when it was a middle school. Then we have a resolution to honor David Jellerson. Councilor Ames will do that. We'll go out of order and skip a couple other resolutions and go down to presentations, awards, and memorials. We do have a regular agenda somewhere. Communications from His Honor the Mayor, communications from other city offices and boards. We have one communication, application, and petition, and we do have to take a recess for some committee work. Sound good, Ms. Kent?
Yep.
All right. That said, Kim in the booth is ready. Call to order this regular meeting of the Beverly City Council, Monday, December 20th, 2021. Ms. Kent, could you please call the roll?
Ames? Here. Feldman? Here. Flaherty?
Here.
Flowers? Here. Houseman?
Here.
Rand? Here. Rotundo, sorry.
Tolo. Hey, those Italian last names, you can't get them.
St. Hilaire?
Here.
And Guanci.
Here, Councilor Flaherty, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, and our thoughts go out to the McPherson and Clark families tonight. We'll move on to resolutions and order number 237. Councilor Ames.
Come on behind me.
We're here tonight to honor a coach with an incredible winning record. But I think we all know winning is not the most important thing. I've got to say that Dave was my coach in the late 70s. And when I was taking my son into the field house in 2015 to sign up for wrestling, he was on the other side, hundreds of feet away, coaching a young woman in the high jump. And I looked over and I said, that guy looks a little familiar. And he looked up and he said, hey, Stacy, how are you doing? And that is the other piece of what's so important about coaching and this program. The sheer number of women and girls who have been coached here in Beverly, and me in Danvers, with my friend Jackie Richards right here. must be in the thousands. He found me in a study hall, and 18 months later, I was bench pressing 120 pounds, and I was the second best shot putter in the conference. I was never going to beat Cindy McIntyre, who had 50 pounds and 6 inches on me, but it was just amazing to go from 0 to 100 so quickly. Dave teaches excellence, hard work, self-confidence, and leadership. And these are all skills that last a lifetime. So we're going to read this. I think these young women have something to say. And then we're going to read the resolution together for Coach Jellerson.
Congratulations, Coach. This is a really big accomplishment. I was lucky to have you as a coach for all 4 years, and during those 4 years, I have grown as a person and a runner, and you've influenced me so much. So, thank you for being such a great coach.
Thank you, Coach Jellerson. I went into high school never running track before, and it became one of my favorite sports. I just picked it up as an extra sport, and now I'm running in college. I don't know what I would have done without Jellerson. He really helped me accomplish my goals and brought me from here to there. And I know how hard he works, and he wants everyone to succeed, and you can really see it in him. He doesn't just want one person to succeed, he wants the whole team to succeed as a whole, and he wants every individual to grow as big as they can. And he really shows that and helps everyone come together. He doesn't just care about winning, he just wants the best for the team. And I really want to thank Jellerson for that.
Congratulations, Coach. This is definitely well-deserved. This has been the best 4 years I could have asked for. Your constant encouragement is really great, and without you, we wouldn't have been able to have such an accomplished season this year and the past couple of years. And it's because of you and all of the hard work you put into this team, and it really goes a long way, and we really appreciate it. So thank you.
Yeah, like everyone else said, like, you're just so supportive, and I think you're just like, you taught me how to grow as both an athlete and as a person too. So congrats on this.
So, Coach, I was wondering if you could possibly come up here and join us as we read this resolution. I'll read the first paragraph, and then we'll work through. As all women you've coached. So come on.
Don't be shy.
Okay. This is a resolution for Coach David Jellerson and the Beverly High School Girls Track Program. The Beverly City Council recognizes David Jellerson for his excellence in coaching since 1974 and service to the successful Beverly High School Girls Track Program since 1990.
Whereas since 1990, Ward 3 resident David Jellerson has coached cross-country, winter indoor, and spring outdoor track and field for Beverly High School with professionalism and integrity, specializing in girls cross-country and track teams for 30 years, participating in 89 seasons and having won 47 Northeast Conference titles.
Whereas Dave Jellerson and athletic director Dan Keithsworth possesses the ability, knowledge, skill, compassion, and temperament that allowed him to be an extremely effective and successful coach. His persuasiveness, dedication, and initiative have made him a guiding light for the students and athletes and coaches, and for the other coaches in the building that observe him and try to illuminate him.
Whereas Coach Jellerson was inducted into the Massachusetts State Track Coaches Hall of Fame in 2019, saying, "In my high school yearbook, it says my dream is to become a teacher and a coach. I couldn't do it without loving the sport, and I enjoy working with all levels of athletes, from the best to the not as talented. Seeing them improve is satisfying. I've been very fortunate because the Beverly kids have always been cooperative and hardworking.
Whereas Coach Jellerson's girls cross-country teams have a record of 189 wins and 22 losses in 23 seasons and 15 Northeast Conference titles since 1995. He currently has coached the Panthers to 9 consecutive undefeated seasons.
Whereas the Beverly Girls Indoor Winter Track Team has a record of 232 wins, only 12 losses, under Coach Jellerson since 1990, winning 19 NEC titles. His 2005 to 2010 teams went 134 consecutive meets without a loss. The team has never had more than one loss in a season. Whereas the Beverly Girls Spring Track Team has a record of 207 wins, 37 losses under Coach Jellerson since 1990, and has won 13 NEC titles.
Keep going. Yeah.
Whereas Coach Jellerson has a combined record of 632 wins and 72 losses, resulting in a winning percentage of almost 90%. He is a multiple Coach of the Year award winner.
Whereas David Jellerson's coaching philosophy has brought decades of success to Beverly High School's track program. He says, you start with talent, but then it's the heart and the tough work ethic I've seen at Beverly High School. The girls put in a ton of time to perfect their technique. They listen, they are very coachable, and they have a desire to succeed. It comes out on the track.
Now therefore, be it known that the Beverly City Council, on behalf of the residents of Beverly, wishes to express the utmost gratitude and for the hard work and dedication of Coach David Jellerson and the decades of student athletes who have excelled in Beverly High School's cross-country and track and field. We order that the city clerk spread a copy of this resolution upon city records.
I just want to thank the council for this great honor, and you can see the quality of the athletes and the young ladies that I have the pleasure of coaching and working with, and you can see the maturity level, and it's been an easy job for me because I love what I do and I love the kids that I work with. They work really hard. I want to thank, of course, my family's here. I want to thank them for coming and what they had to sacrifice as a coach. Anybody who's coached knows what hours you put in, and they've had to sacrifice over their times. And to see Jackie and Stacy, some of my 1974 team back in Danvers here, it's really appreciative. Thank you once again, Council, for everything, and thank you. It's a pleasure.
I would entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved. Second.
All those, what do we do? All those in favor, aye? Aye. All those opposed, motion carries 9-0. What about the brief recess?
Whatever you want.
All right. I would entertain a motion to take a brief 5-minute recess, and when we get back, we'll hear from Councilor Ames. All those in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, motion carries 9-0. And kids, we got treats over in the corners if you guys want a cookie or a brownie to go. Thank you. We'll be back in 5. Okay. Is this the
Now
new
your
one?
computer's frozen.
Revised.
Yes, you don't want it. Yep, like sabotage. That's what I'm saying. Sabotage. Hi, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thanks, Coach.
With a surprise item.
Hey, guys.
You're welcome.
Oh, please.
I'd also like to recognize the Beverly High School boys track coach who was here to see Coach Jealous and Sean Dunleavy, whose team is almost as successful. Those are big numbers from that resolution.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are going to hear from outgoing Ward 3 City Councilor, Stacey Ames. Councilor Ames.
Thank you. And thanks for this opportunity to speak to everyone. Serving Ward 3 has been one of the great honors of my life. It's been wonderful to get to know the people who live and work in the heart of Beverly. I stand here tonight before you full of gratitude. I appreciate the hard work and trust so many put in me. If you held a sign, wrote a check, worked an event, or spent every Tuesday evening for 6 months in my living room, I'm grateful. If you shared your opinion or voted for me at the polls, I appreciate your support and have worked to be worthy of your trust. We are a smart and plain-spoken ward. I loved our conversations and shared stories. I enjoyed working together and advocating for the fine people of Ward 3 and Greater Beverly. This work is important because we, the council, are democracy in action. As Thomas Jefferson said, government is the strongest of which every man feels himself a part. This council impacts residents directly, keeping them safe, paving their streets, educating their young, and in our best moments, showing the people of Beverly who we can be. What leaders do is far more important than what we say. My parents, especially my mother, who grew up at the corner of Elliott and Rantoul here in Ward 3 during the Depression, believed this to her core. She taught my brother and I to act, not sit by. She belonged to the Democratic Town Committee and chaired the FinCom in Danvers, despite losing her husband at 42 and raising 4 children under 12. As a result, my brother, who's with us tonight, lives a life of action. He took the company he founded public, literally rang the bell at the New York Stock Exchange opening. And in his spare time, created a sailing team that won the Maxi World Championships. He gave back as chairman of the board of the Curry School of Education at UVA, and he donated tens of millions of dollars to build the center of their campus, the Bavaro Building, named after my father's best friend, a lifelong teacher in Chelsea. When the building was dedicated, my brother gave a speech, and he looked up and he saw me tearing up. He started to do the same because we knew how proud our father would have been, but we also knew how much strength it takes to live a purposeful life. In retrospect, running for ward council was me taking my turn to help move us forward. We, the council, are a co-equal branch of government with the power to create so much good for so many. The last 2 years, I've used most every tool in my box to support residents impacted by rats, food and housing insecurity challenges, domestic violence, neighborhood disturbances, rising taxes, flooding, and variant pollution. At the same time, I've tried to create transparency, parks, and pickleball courts, and foremost, to respectfully listen to every voice. It's why I ran. For me, that's the job It's rewarding and important work safeguarding and nurturing our democracy. I wish all of you the best moving forward. Thank you. You know.
Hey, that's nice, huh? Thank you, Counselor Ames. Well said.
Thank you.
It's a shame that maybe you'll come back. Because you definitely had passion for the job and enjoyed what you did.
Very true. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Okay, we are going to presentations, awards, and memorials. Mayor Cahill, do we have both of our United States champions here?
We do, Mr. President. See your party. So, yes, it's so cool to be following Councilor Ames's wonderful presentation to Coach Jellerson, who a lot of us have known for a long time. What a record! Oh my Lord! And what's really exciting is we've got two young ladies who are Beverly residents and 8th graders who just did something that a lot of us, well, think about it, anybody who's growing up playing youth sports and tries to win the city championship, right, or the league championship, and gets to high school and tries to win the NEC championship and maybe get into the state tournament, try to go to a state final or a Super Bowl. And think about all that. So we got two young ladies here who, in their roughly 4th or 5th year of competitive soccer, just won a national championship. And it's amazing. And the best part for me, this is lots of fun. Ella and Callie were about to give you a proclamation signed by all the members of the City Council and me. And the most fun part of it for me is I coached them both when they were in 4th grade playing for the Beverly Pumas. So here we go. Why don't you stand up? Come on over. We'll get you on camera. Let's see, how can they be on camera?
Next to you.
Stand over to this side. Oh, no, you're good. Actually, you're good. Good. BevCam's making magic. All right. Okay. Proclamation by the Beverly City Council and the mayor. Whereas the national champion Aztec 2008, that's their birth year, Impact girls, went undefeated in Impact League play and in the Regional Cup, kicking off, you like that, their 2021 National Cup run by defeating FC Stars 2008 ECNL team for the Regional Cup in Lancaster, Mass. In May. Then, at Dick's Sporting Goods Park in Commerce City, Colorado, in July, the girls defeated Oregon United FC 2-1, Oklahoma Energy FC 5-0, and Colorado Elevation 2-1 to advance to the semifinals. They beat Cleveland Force SC 3-0 to advance to the national finals, ultimately defeating the Hawaii Rush 1-0 to take the National Cup, U.S. Club Soccer's national championship. And whereas Beverly's Ella Heckman, Ella, let them know who you are, there's Ella, provided steady, exceptional play at wingback as part of a defensive group that allowed a group low 2 goals over the course of 5 games. Ella's unmatched quickness and athleticism allow her to stop attackers and transition into a counterattack seamlessly. Her love of the game is an inspiration to teammates. And whereas fellow Beverly native Callie Reed, raise your hand, Callie, there you are, played a strong role at both wing midfielder and attacking midfielder as part of a group which allowed 0 goals across 5 National Cup games. Her tournament highlights included an assist versus Oklahoma and a scoreless second half against Cleveland in the semifinals. Callie's joy for the game is evident every time she steps on the field. And whereas this is the first national championship trophy in the 21-year history of Aztec Soccer Club. Whereas both girls have represented the city of Beverly through their longtime participation, well, not that long yet, but in the Beverly Youth Soccer Association, having started their competitive soccer careers playing for the grades 3 and 4 Beverly Pumas with me. Now, therefore, on behalf of the citizens of the city of Beverly, on this 20th day of December 2021, it is our, that's all 9 of the councilors and me, it is our distinct honor to extend heartfelt congratulations to Ella Heckman and Callie Reed on this extraordinary achievement. And where's the last paragraph, Ms. Lewis? We're going to get back to the last paragraph when she... But in the meantime, last paragraph's a fun one. But in the meantime, in addition to the proclamation, we have gift certificates for you each to A&B Burgers. I know you'll have fun with those. Oh, you know what? I think I have it memorized as Martha's getting it. So the last paragraph of this, which we'll swap out the right language here from the other room. The last paragraph is, on behalf of the people, the proud people of Beverly, the members of the City Council and I, Mayor Michael Cahill, are very honored to proclaim December 20th, 2021 as Ella Heckman and Callie Reed Day in the city of Beverly, Massachusetts. President, I think if Kim, if you could do a close-up on the 2 soccer stars, 2 national champions, you can get you right in there. Girls, would you take down your mask long enough to smile and wave at the camera so that people Beverly know? Poor Martha. I gave her the wrong ones to put in the folder. We'll get it fixed. We'll bring them back up for you in a couple minutes, okay? Congratulations, girls.
Recess? Yeah, how about I'd entertain a motion to take a real brief recess so our honorees can make their way to the exit.
So moved.
With a cookie.
Second.
In favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 9-0. Be right back. Seeing this is like only my second or third meeting, I forget to read the agenda. We have Senator Joan Lovely and State Representative Jerry Paracella, who would also like to recognize the girls.
Thank you all very much, Mr. President. It's great to be here. This is like Beverly is the city of champions with Coach Jellerson and the American Legion baseball team, and now with Ella and Callie. We just wanted to present you with a couple of citations from the Massachusetts House of Representatives, if you want to come up. First of all, well, congratulations, and it's just a tremendous accomplishment to be national champions. Wonderful. So I'll just read the citation that I get from the Massachusetts House of Representatives. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Ella Heckman in recognition of being a member of the National Cup champion 2008 Aztec Girls Impact Soccer Team. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all its endeavors. Given this 20th day of December, signed by the Speaker of the House, Ron Mariano, and offered by myself, Jerry Parasola, State Rep. Congratulations. And one for you, Callie, as well. Congratulations.
Thank you also to both of you. The Massachusetts Senate would like to also honor you. So if I could read the Senate citation, Commonwealth of Massachusetts State Senate, official citation. Be it known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Callie Reed and Ella Heckman of the Aztec Girls 2008 Impact Soccer Team in recognition of winning the 2021 National Cup Championship and bringing great pride to your community. And be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Senate and attested to thereof. A copy transmitted by the Clerk of the Senate. It is signed by our President, Karen Spilka, attested by our Clerk, Michael Hurley, and offered by me, your State Senator. Congratulations.
Do they? Not for them, no. No. Thank you both. Congratulations, girls. I need to entertain a motion to approve Mayor Cahill's resolution for the girls.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Now we will take that 2-minute recess. Thanks again, girls. Ooh. Oh, Mayor Cahill, do you want to read that last paragraph?
He did it by,
I know you
Remember,
have.
you want me to do it again?
So we're all good.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we are recessed. Thank you. Yeah, we're shooting from the hip tonight. Yeah, sure. Okay. We had Senator Lovely and State Representative Paracella on our agenda next again, but they left. I don't think they left for good, hopefully not. So let's go to communications from His Honor the Mayor.
Dear Honorable City Council, I am pleased to inform you that the City of Beverly has been awarded a $1,000 donation from Cummings Properties Community Giving, whereby employees of Cummings Property can direct a $1,000 donation per year to the program of their choice. This donation is made at the recommendation of Michael Pekovich, 60 Trask Street, Beverly, and can be used for the area of greatest need in the fire department. Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A requires both City Council and Mayor approval before any grant, earmark, donation, or gift to the city can be extended for their prescribed purposes. I therefore request the City Council approve this grant at your upcoming meeting. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Kent. I would entertain a motion to approve and accept the donation.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, motion carries 9-0.
Order number 241, Dear Honorable City Council, I hereby reappoint, subject to your review and recommendation, Mr. William Alpine Jr., 10 Bass River Road, Beverly, to serve on the Beverly Board of Health. His term will be effective from December 31st, 2021 until December 31st, 2024. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
And please refer that to the Committee on Public Services. I would entertain a motion to accept the late file from Mayor Cahill.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 9-0.
Order number 245, Dear Honorable City Council, I hereby appoint, subject to your review and recommendation, Justin Jordan, MD, MPH, FAAN, 201 Brimble Ave, Beverly, to serve on the Beverly Board of Health. His term will be effective from December 31st until December 31st, 2024. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
And please refer that to the Committee on Public Services. Communications from other city offices and boards.
Order number 242 from the City Clerk, renewal of livery license for Malden Car Service, Inc.
Please refer to the Committee on Legal Affairs.
Order number 243, Dear Honorable City Council, please see attached City Council meeting calendar for your approval for 2022.
I would entertain a motion to approve the calendar for 2022.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 9-0. Communications, applications, and petitions.
Order number 244 from Anchor Point for Phase 2 of 108 Sawyer Road.
Is that an approve or a receive and place on file?
Receive and place on file.
I would entertain a motion to receive that and place it on file.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries 9-0. Unfinished business from a previous meeting.
The City of Beverly requested $1.1 million in Community Preservation Act funds to purchase the conservation restriction on 3 parcels of land, approximately 11 acres, currently owned by the trustees of the reservation, located within the Moraine Farm Complex.
We are doing that again because in my job as city clerk at our last meeting on the 6th, I failed to post that in the newspaper. Is that what I did?
Failed to tell me to post it.
Yeah. But it's really hard. The only thing I did well on were the Italian names.
Yes, got me there.
I would entertain a motion to accept that public hearing for 12/29 at 7:15 PM.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, motion carries 9-0. Thank you, everybody, for that. Motions and orders.
Order number 215. Be ordained by the City Council of the City of Beverly as follows. In the year 2021, an ordinance amending an ordinance relative to Chapter 270, Vehicles and Traffic, Section 270-49, off-street parking, handicap parking, amending Section 270-49 as follows. Add a handicap sign to be placed at 9 Fawcett Terrace. And this is the final passage, and it was in the newspaper on 11/26/21.
Any questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the ordinance. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, motion carries 9-0. That is all we have on our agenda, so we will go back to Senator Lovely and Representative Paracella. And then we'll break for committee work? Okay. Huh?
We're in a good meeting.
Thank you.
Well, thank you again, and it's Just wanted to take a moment to honor and recognize our departing city councilors who are leaving, and thank you for your service very much. You've made the city of Beverly a better place for your service, and it's been an honor and privilege to work with you all. So I have a letter for Councilor Ames. You served one term, but you certainly made an impact, and I just know personally, having worked with you in the Varian matter and other matters related to your ward, how committed you are to your constituents, and they're going to miss you. Steve will do a great job, I'm sure, but I just understand and appreciate the passion that you have for your community. So thank you very much for your service to Beverly. And for Councilor Flaherty, I want to thank you very much. You're still serving Beverly, at the YMCA, which is an integral part of our community, but it's kind of an interesting situation where you sort of started out there, right, working at the youth center. And what's also a great thing is every year I go up to the Beverly-Salem Bridge for the Bridging the Gap ceremony with the Beverly and Salem football teams, and you're the one that started that, trying to end the violence between the two communities, the vandalism, I should say, and it was great to have your kids participate in that as well. So I want to thank you very much for your service to the city, and Council President Guanci as well. You're an institution in Beverly. You've served this community incredibly well, and we're going to miss you very much. So I'll just read one of the citations that I'm presenting. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers sincerest congratulations to Paul Guanci in recognition of your 20 years of service on the Beverly City Council, including 16 years as president of the City Council. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all its endeavors, given this 20th day of December, 2021, signed by Speaker Mariano and presented by myself, Jerry Parasella. And I have a similar one for you, Councilor Flaherty, and for Councilor Ames. So thank you for all you've done.
Thank you, and I too would like to honor all three of you as outgoing councilors. Councilor Ames, you've been a dear friend. We've worked really hard together over 2 years for the Beverly residents. You've brought, again, as Rep. Parasella said, you've brought a lot of passion to this job. In the 2 short years that you were here, you've made a big impact. I'm so grateful to you for your time on Beverly City Council. Congratulations. Councilor Flaherty, whether it's phone calls about the YMCA, which we had a few, or phone calls about the city of Beverly, you too, your commitment to this community has been just wonderful. Again, your 16 years of dedicated service on the Beverly City Council as city councilor at large, I just want to say thank you for that commitment. I know what that's like. I did 15 years as city councilor in Salem, so I know how much you put into it, and I so appreciate what you have done as well from the Massachusetts Senate. Congratulations. And Mr. President, once a president, always a president, you know. Your 16 years, 20 years of service and 16 years as a city council president here in Salem. We had many text messages over the years that I've been in the Senate, and many phone calls on many issues that really matter to not only the residents of Beverly, but across our Commonwealth. One of my favorite Republicans, and I think he might have even called me one of his favorite Democrats at one point.
He said that to me. What's going on?
I check the box every 2 years.
There you go. Thank you. I too want to just read the citation. Commonwealth of Massachusetts State Senate official citation. Be it known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Paul Guanci, Beverly City Council President, Tim Flaherty, Councilor at Large, and Stacey Ames, Ward 3 Councilor, for your years of service, including, Mr. President, 16 years as the president, and be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its very best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Senate and attested to and a copy thereof transmitted by the clerk. It's signed by our President, Karen Spilka, and offered by me, your state senator, with honor to all three of you. Congratulations.
President, should I be?
It's up to you, I guess.
You want me to do them before you all talk?
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
Want us to come down, or you good by up here?
President,
yeah, come on back down.
Rossi, maybe, would you accept a motion for me to, just for while you're down there, I could run the meeting?
Yes, you
Just
could.
Not for the rest of the time. You need to finish this out, but perhaps as you step down, I can take your seat and we can.
That would be a good idea to keep it warm. I would entertain a motion to let Council Vice President Rand take the chair.
So moved.
second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 9-0. And we'll have Council Flaherty and Councilor, we all coming down?
Yes, please, please.
Okay. I'm sure.
So we've got some gifts here to express our appreciation in the mayor's office and on the third floor here, and also on behalf of the city to all of you. And I also want to say that we have a gift as well for Councilor Copeland, and so we'll be getting that to him. So let me start with Councilor Ames. Councilor, thank you so much. I loved listening to you just a few minutes ago. Thank you so much for all of your commitment and passion to the community and to the people of Ward 3. And as you know, we were texting just yesterday, and so we often are going back and forth on the issues that really matter. And I know we will be over the next few weeks still and beyond. So you really have done an amazing job in, I will say, ensuring that the people of your ward are always in our thoughts, and that's why you ran for the job, and that's why you did it so well. So I want to thank you for that, and I look forward to continuing to work with you in a less formal capacity, but I think one that can be very fruitful as well. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
And I don't know, you guys get lumped together so much, because you're both younger than me, and you both got into this young, and you've been around a while, and you're still younger than me, and you're leaving. So, but really, I mean, think about, we were all kind of young when we together started running for office and looking to serve the community. And Tim, before that, you and I were contemporaries coaching, and when we coached, there was this young lady that moved here from Buffalo. And she coached, I'm sorry, she was working for the high school as an athletic trainer, and the two of you decided to make a life together. So that's pretty awesome. But I just, for both of you guys, again, I don't know if it's unfair to lump you together. It's hard not to, because you've served alongside each other so well for so many years, and you've been such great friends to each other, to me, to so many of us. And a lot of really great things have happened in this community over the last, is it 24 that you both served? Is it actually exactly? So, but when you think about it, a lot of wonderful things, a lot of progress in the city have happened with you guys being a significant part of why. So I want to thank you both for that. You've also both been great friends, great partners in so many ways. So I wrote it in a card too, but that's for each of you. I am going to immensely miss you sitting up there in those seats, and look forward to continuing to work with you. Tim, you formally, because you're now running our Greater Beverly Y, And Paul, Mr. President, maybe a little less formally, but boy, I'll see you a lot of days. I'll be coming down the street, at lunchtime. But no, honestly, you guys are fantastic. I couldn't have asked for better partners these last 8 years. And I would imagine that Mayor Scanlon, if he was standing here, would be saying the same thing. You guys have been just so integral to all the good things that have happened in this community for quite a long time. And you're young enough to do a ton more. So congrats and thank you.
So then I don't even need to do that.
Time block.
Okay, I would accept a motion to take a short break for committee work.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye. All right. Let's see, who's up, legal's up here.
I accepted motion to receive and place it on file. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 3-0. On order 193, late file from Councilor Flowers and myself on the National Grid electric cable infrastructure. Accept the motion to receive and place on file. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 3-0. On order 194, late file also Beverly Regional Transmission Reliability Project. No. Accept the motion to receive and place on file. So moved. All those in favor? Aye. Carries 3-0. Order number 200, also a National Grid Power Company, in this case the final decision that they filed with us. I accept the motion to receive and place on file. So moved. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 3-0. It's the same thing. Okay. We have order number 210, appointment of Constable Hensley Esley of 7 Blakely Street. If you have any questions, I would accept a motion to approve that appointment. All those in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Order number 226, the reappointment of Derek Beckwith of Hale Street and Sarah Bartley of Kittredge Street. Is there a second? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Order number 231. Beth from the City Solicitor's Office is here. Okay, so we have two orders, order number 231 and 232. I'm not sure we've actually met in person.
I don't think we have.
Yeah, you're Beth?
Yes.
Assistant City Solicitor. Recently. Do you want to say just a few words about these deeds?
Should have covered it, but it's basically one lot being split into two, and the neighbors are taking partial paying. But they're still acquired.
They're basic.
One will acquire half, roughly, and one will.
The city lot.
The city lot originally to be a lot, and then it had been deeded.
It's a long history.
Yeah.
So they're basically non-buildable surplus parcels that the neighbors have been buying for a long time.
No, he said because I told him wrong. He said we're
They checkered back and forth history about what was going on. But ultimately, the submission by the mayor's office is to go ahead and convey these parcels.
In the planning board.
In the planning board, yeah.
It's gone to the planning board and the city's residents.
The city's getting consideration for these parcels.
Yep, all the procurement.
Because they're non-buildable, they have marginal value.
Yeah, it's in the best interest of the neighbors.
Yeah.
They've been taken care
So unless you have any further questions?
Yeah, they're the same, we said?
So we gave it two order numbers because one family is acquiring part of it and one family is acquiring.
Oh, two separate families, okay.
Two separate
Got it.
Because it's two different properties.
Yeah.
They're dividing the property.
They're subdividing
It's separate.
a parcel.
It's one piece being subdivided into two. They're each getting
The adjacent,
I feel like it can't be explained without the
Yeah, they showed the
I
map
get
in
it. But
there.
it's also obviously not like equal because I saw that
It's
it
not
was
50-50.
but it's along the lines of whatever each map was.
To be honest, I don't know how they do it.
But it makes sense to everyone around
Everyone is in agreement with
It doesn't bother me, so. All right.
I have no further questions.
Make a motion to approve.
Is there a second? All those in favor? Okay, and that is for order 231. Motion on order 232 as well. Second. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 3-0. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Beth.
There you go.
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah, motion to adjourn.
Hold on, did we get referred one tonight?
Oh yeah, you're right, Matt. Hang on.
The Malden Car Service?
Thank you for that.
No, that one was already approved. Oh, no, you're right.
Hang on, I've got it here.
It should be in here.
It's hard to lick. I just went to lick my lips with my finger. It's
Right here.
Order number 242, city livery license renewals for Malden Car Service.
That's all renewed, right? They've all been signed up.
Yeah, so
And they,
This
it's
is all
gone
annual,
down.
1 year?
Annual, and they just have a lot more cars. The COVID knocked them out, so they only have two right now. So that's
Two cars.
two cars. They had all the insurance and everything right with it.
So always reviewed by the city clerk's office and also reviewed by the police department, right? So fairly routine, although I still don't quite understand. We had this conversation why we
Prove it.
right, but it's on our
Long ordered in history, I'm sure.
Yeah, so it's keeping the small business alive, right? So I would accept a motion to approve order number 242 to approve this license renewal.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Great, thank you.
Thank you for remembering that, Matt. That's it. All right, I accept a motion to adjourn legal affairs. Aye, we are adjourned.
Let's adjourn 8:05.
All right.
We ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Reports from committees.
Order number 134 from Councilor Houseman for the rodent management discussion, and that is received and placed on file along with public service.
Okay, questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 9-0.
Order number 210, to whom the further matter of an appointment for Constable Mr. Hensley Elsie, 7 Blake Street, Hyde Park. Recommend the council approve the appointment.
And questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 9-0.
Order number 226, to whom the refer the matter of reappointment for the Beverly Planning Board, Mr. Derek Beckwith and Ms. Sarah Bartley. Recommend the council approve the appointments.
Good ones. Any questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 9-0.
Order number 231 for legal affairs, to whom was referred the matter regarding a deed for Donald Pasquarello and Gerda Pasquarello located between 20 and 16 Holly Lane. Recommend the application be granted.
And questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 9-0. Thanks to Mayor Cahill and his legal team for their work on that one. I know both neighbors have been looking forward to doing that for quite some time.
Order number 232 for legal affairs, to whom was referred the matter regarding the deed between Mark Panicali and Lori Sparino Panicali, located between 20 and 16 Holly Lane. Recommend the council approve the request.
Questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 9-0. Now those neighbors are happy.
Order number 242 for legal affairs, to whom was referred the matter of the 2022 livery license renewal for Malden Car Service. Recommends the licenses be renewed.
And questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 9-0.
Order number 191, the Committee on Public Services, to whom was referred the matter of request for a pickleball court discussion, has considered said matter and receive it and place it on file.
And questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 9-0. And expect pickleball discussion will commence after the first of the year.
Order number 193, Public Services, whom refer the matter of National Grid electric cable infrastructure, have considered said matter, receive and place on file.
Any questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 9-0.
Order 194 for the Committee of Public Service, to whom refer the matter of Beverly Regional Transmission Reliability Project N 192 cable replacement. Have considered said matter and have said received and placed on file.
And questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries 9-0.
Order number 200, relating to the New England Power Company, DBA National Grid, final decision approval, construct a 115 kV underground cable in cities of Beverly and Salem, and new switching station in Salem, and to modify 2 existing substations in Beverly, to whom refer the matter receive and place on file.
Any questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 9-0.
Order 213, the Committee on Public Services, to whom was for the matter of flooding in Ward 3 neighborhoods, have considered said matter and beg leave to receive and place on file.
Any questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 9-0.
Order number 227, the Committee on Public Services, to whom was referred the matter regarding the reappointments of William Loud, Justin Repp, and Nancy Marino to the Beverly Recreation Committee. Recommend the council approve these reappointments.
Any questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 9-0. That Nancy Marino, I think she's on 5 or 6 committees. So if you're interested and you're watching at home and want to serve on a board or commission, please send the mayor a letter. Give Nancy a break.
Order number 228, Committee on Public Services, to whom was referred the matter regarding the reappointments of George Simon, Emily Flaherty, and Todd Callahan to the Beverly Harbor Management Authority. Have considered said matter and beg to recommend the council approve the reappointments.
And questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 9-0.
And order number 230, to the Committee on Public Service, to whom was referred the matter regarding the reappointment and waiver of residency for David Saminsky to serve on the Beverly Harbor Management Authority. Recommend the council approve the reappointment.
And questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the order. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 9-0.
That's it.
Councilor Houseman.
Yeah, just a quick question. I may have missed it as we're going through the list. You got order number 193, the late file from Councilors Flower, Rand.
Yes,
and
we
Houseman.
did.
Got that?
We voted,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Good.
All good.
Now I have to vacate.
You do.
I would entertain a motion to hand the chair over to Councilor Rand.
So moved.
Second.
In favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 9-0. I'm going here?
Yeah, you're going to scoot over.
All right. Where's he going? He's going up?
Yep.
All right. I'll stand and go. Just stay where you are.
Let's see. Thank you, President Guanci. Let's see if I can show off what I've learned from you for the past 8 years, and at least try to finish this portion of the meeting smoothly. I would like to ask Councilor Flaherty, please, to go to the podium, if you don't mind, and would everyone except for Councilor Flowers and Councilor Rotundo please join him? Councilor Flaherty, we have a resolution for you in honor of your service to the City Council.
Sitting here.
And if you, do you have a copy? Yep, okay. So, thank you for your service on the council, but also thank you for returning. You left and came back, and I feel really grateful that I got to sit up here with you and catch the tidbits of, like tonight, for example, you just told me that you were actually also one of the track team coaches before Mr. Jellison. So that kind of history and information, I hope you keep that coming even when you're not up here. And so I'm going to read the first part of this resolution, and then each counselor will then take a turn reading the rest of the resolution, please. A resolution commending Timothy P. Flaherty, City Councilor at Large and former Council President. Whereas Timothy P. Flaherty, born in Beverly in 1967, and one of 9 children, has been involved in the city for more than 25 years, first serving on Beverly's Charter Review Committee, and then serving as a Beverly City Councilor for 16 years, including a stint as City Council President in 2008 to 2009. And
Whereas Tim announced this past spring that he would not seek re-election so as to focus on other commitments, including his family, as he and his wife Ann have 4 children, Brendan, Mary Kate, Brian, and Kevin, and his new position as Executive Director at the Greater Beverly YMCA, following the distinguished tenure of Judith Cronin, our former colleague as Ward 6 Councilor and a former Beverly School Committee President.
Whereas Tim has served on City Council as Chair of Finance and Property, managing the council's involvement in the city's budget process, and in a reprise of his initial role on Beverly's Charter Review Committee, recently chaired the most recent charter review, with the committee soon to present their recommendations.
Whereas Tim has previously served the local community as Executive Director of the Glen T. McLeod Cape Ann YMCA in Gloucester, which recently completed its capital program and opened a new $31 million state-of-the-art building. As local Executive Director of the North Shore YMCA's Beverly facilities, and early in his career as director of the Miles McPherson Youth Center, where he led the effort to raise the money needed to prevent the facility from closing in 1993.
Whereas during the COVID-19 pandemic, as local YMCAs were unable to remain open, Flaherty worked together with Action Inc. and Gray Center in Gloucester to make sure that homeless guests would remain safe. And whereas Tim served as chair of the Beverly Homecoming Committee, taking over in 2000 and stabilizing the beloved Beverly tradition when the future of homecoming was in doubt.
Whereas, as captain of the Beverly High School football team, Tim presented a proposal to former Beverly High School principal Ed Curtin to gather students from Beverly and Salem in an effort to prevent the vandalism that had traditionally plagued both cities in the days leading up to the annual Thanksgiving Day football game, with the conversation resulting in Bridging the Gap, an annual ceremony at the top of the Beverly-Salem Bridge that continues to this day, and that Curtin credits with eliminating vandalism related to the game.
Whereas, before getting involved in city politics, Tim brought comfort to many Beverly families while working as the funeral director for Campbell Funeral Services.
Whereas Tim has made numerous and significant contributions to the city of Beverly and is the proud father of 4 college graduates.
Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Beverly does hereby honor this son of Beverly, our friend and colleague, Counselor at Large Tim Flaherty, and wishes him and Brendan, Mary Kate, Brian, and Kevin much happiness, success, and good health, with our wishes for good luck in his new position at the Greater Beverly YMCA. Our hope that he will find new and rewarding ways to serve our Garden City, in order that the city clerk spread a copy of this resolution upon the city records.
Thank you, and I'd like also to have Counselor Rotundo please bring Counselor Flaherty again. Okay. Counselor Flaherty, would you like to share some words of wisdom?
Yes, please.
Excellent.
I was talking to Councilor St. Hilaire, and I joked over there, and before the funeral home came up, I'm like, geez, I feel like in my own eulogy. It's been almost 20 years serving the city of Beverly in many capacities. You know, you mentioned the Charter Commission and the City Council, and a few years as council president. But it's interesting, even this podium right here, when I was council president, we didn't really have a public comment period. You would think we would have. So we had a public comment period, and then we got the city to build this podium here, and that was, almost, 16 years ago, 20 years ago. Amazing. I've learned a lot over the years and gained years of experience, but the best part of all was meeting the people I met along the way. As many of you know, I take great pride in Beverly and always wanted to maintain Beverly's character. Beverly is a beautiful seaside New England small city. So all the times, whether through meetings, throughout the years, and hearing from many Beverly residents that the people cherish this, and I do believe it is important moving forward that we don't forget who we are as a city. I chose to raise my family in Beverly, and I hope as a city we do not forget about the silent majority of residents who out there keep Beverly special in their hearts, while at the same time adjusting to change along the way. There are many residents from Gloucester Crossing to Pride's Crossing to Rylaside to the Cove to North Beverly. I think Beverly is very unique to have this. Not all the cities and towns have this unique population. I've always enjoyed that about Beverly. Being on the council for many years, there are many people who I like to thank behind the scenes that make our job easier. It's like the city clerks, like Fran McDonald, Kathy Conley, Wes Slate, and presently Lisa Kent. And also Jerry Perry, I want to make sure I mention him, and Kathy Griffin before that. They're the budget analysts when we did the charter before, has been such an invaluable position for the city. But also, too, before I get into the council, but I also wanted to thank Council President Guanzi. You know, we got to know each other throughout the years with him owning Super Sub, but we became friends, and it became a natural relationship that I think benefited the city working together. So, Paul, wanted to thank you for that.
Thanks, bud.
It was also really enjoyable. I can't mention everybody, the council, the present council here, but people like Maureen Tubateris, Russ Rollins, Kevin Hoban, John Frades, who was here with us before, Judith Cronin, who was a colleague as a city council, but also, as a Greater Beverly Wide director, and also I grew up 5-6 houses down the street from her, so got kind of close to home. But I also wanted someone like Donnie Martin, who served on the council, was also a neighbor. But also Mayor Scanlon, who was a mayor, and I served with him for many years. But also Mayor Cahill, who took over for Mr. Scanlon. And I really appreciate working with you, and I can't wait to work with you as the director of the Y. And I know your heart's in the right place, and I really, again, really enjoy working with you, especially, there aren't many people in that seat anymore that are Beverly High graduates, right? But I also wanted to thank the people who are at City Hall, the city workers that come here day in, day out, the police department, the police chief's here, the fire chief here, the fire department. They work, we work with them. They get phone calls from us all the time. The DPW, we work with them, but they make our jobs easier because we have to call them for certain situations. And I'm sure it's not always easy as a city employee getting a call from a city councilor wondering what do they want, kind of thing. But it's been a pleasure all the years working with the past chiefs and also the other city officials and with that works for the mayor. I also wanted to mention the school department. The school department has always been a big part of my agenda for the schools, having 4 children growing up in there. And it was a great pleasure working with past superintendents and also past school committees. It takes up half the city budget, and it was a pleasure working with them to have a great school system. On a recent trip to New York City and visiting 9/11, I came across an African burial ground, and on the was a chamber. There was a heart, and there was a symbol which means learn from the past, for prepare for the future. And I took that as a profound statement that I try to learn from the past, but preparing for the future. It's kind of what we're talking about this past year, 5 years ago, and also moving forward for the council. I also want to thank my friends that I learned along the way, people that I've grown up with, and friends that I have developed and that I've cherished of helping me actually being able to serve the city of Beverly. None of this would have been possible without them. But especially my sisters that have helped me, sign holding, going out there. As any city councilor or any elected official knows, you couldn't do it without them. But I also want to thank my late father and my 94-year-old mother, who is still going strong to this day. However, excuse me. It's my, I told myself I wasn't going to do this. It's my kids, Brendan, Mary Kate, Brian, and Kevin, that make me most proud. Because they did so many things in high school, and as a parent, and as, I'm sure as a police officer, you don't want to see their name in the blotter, right? But they did so many things in high school. They're all college graduates, have great jobs. It's made my job easy as a city councilor coming through it, but also as a parent. But how do I get there, right? Obviously, me coming to city council meetings, these kids were, I remember they were, some of them, actually, I don't think Kevin and Brian were even born when I got into this. So to see them be so successful, but how do they become successful? And I have to, and I can't take credit for it, maybe I'll take a little bit of it, but it's my wife, Ann. Excuse me. That's why I needed that water. All the nights that I can't even count, all the meetings, the parades, Annie was there. She was a teacher at the high school, well, she still is. She's been there for 30 years. And to see her, all those years, having the kids go to her, not only my kids, but we still get phone calls, thank you, we still get phone calls from kids that Annie had 20 years ago. And to see her, all the volunteering that she does, and she doesn't get credit for it. Talking about like bridging the gap, or peer education, she's been a great role model to have my kids look up to. And it's like, I'm sitting here getting Christmas presents here, I'm getting standing ovations, and the person who really should get the standing ovation is my wife. Now, mind you, if anybody knows Annie, I'm going to get in trouble for doing it. I'll finish up. I'm going to finish my term in the next, next week or so, but I'll be going in a different capacity. As a Greater Beverly Y Director, after serving so many years up in Gloucester at Cape Ann, I'm really looking forward to doing that. It is kind of funny going from the McPherson Youth Center, started my career going to Cabot Street and then circling back all the way, and also like with the Beverly Youth Collaboration, that is such a fine example across not only the Commonwealth, but across the country, to have a nonprofit like the Y and the City of Beverly work so closely together, and there's so many more we can do with that, and I'm excited with my experience to do that. So I want to wish the next council, and Madam President, I'm always be there if you need any help, guidance, but I'm sure with your experience doing a day job, you'll be fine, and I wish you all the luck in the world, and thank you very, very much. I'll always stay involved in Beverly. I love Beverly, and God bless Beverly. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Flaherty. What's that? You got it, you want to? From here?
No, right there.
Oh, this guy? This guy?
No, the other bar.
It's in there. Suspicious. Okay. Councilor Rotundo, did you want to say a few words about the gift, or Councilor Flaherty in general? This is your opportunity. We are on BevCam.
It's been an honor to work with you for the last 2 years. Short time, but I've known you for many years prior to that, and you're right, your wife is probably the better person of the two of you. I do look forward to working with you, with your capacity with the Y. Looking forward to growing what you're doing with the Beverly Youth Collaborative and stuff like that, so it will be an honor to work with you with that. I wish you a lot of luck, but I know I'm going to see you around the city anyways, and I promise to have lasagna. I will have lasagna for you.
I will. Can I say that? One thing, I obviously had a little, I had to take a month off a little bit and get a little help. And this doesn't sound right, get a little bit of help. I had a little surgery, and Todd Rotundo, Councilor Rotundo, with the support of the council, dropped off a nice lasagna. And I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I liked it so much I want it again. So thank you.
Good. Thank you. Yes, and I'm looking forward to working with you as well in your capacity as the director of the Greater Beverly Y. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I would now ask if President Guanci could come to the podium and be accompanied by the city councilors who were just up there. We have a resolution for President Guanci. And before we start reading the resolution, I'm lucky enough to have the opportunity right now to just say briefly that I have learned a lot from President Guanci, and the thing that I would like people to know the most about President Guanci is that from day one, he has been very supportive of any new counselor's questions, but I'm speaking from my personal experience. Every question I had and every wild idea or policy or new thing that I wanted to try, President Guanci always said, yeah, what do you need? So I don't know if everybody knows that, how supportive, not only does he run a great meeting, but how supportive he is from behind the scenes. So I could not have been a successful counselor without that support. So I want to thank you very much for all that you've helped me and taught me over the past 8 years. So thank you. Which is nothing compared to the time that you've served. So, and I think it will, your resolution will kind of speak for itself, but hopefully other people, we can maybe have the opportunity to share a word or two about President Guanci after the resolution. I'm going to kick it off and then we'll go through it just as we did before. A resolution commending Paul M. Guanci, City Council President. Whereas Paul M. Guanci was first elected to Beverly City Council in 1999 and has served as a councilor for 2 decades, including 16 years as City Council President.
Whereas Paul announced in the spring of 2021 that he would not seek re-election so that he might be able to spend more time with his family, including his wife Kristen and children Anna, Noah, and Julia.
Whereas Paul has run efficient city council meetings and enabled all those who appear before the council to speak and receive a respectful hearing from himself and the other councilors, furthering fruitful discussions with his easy manner and on occasion incorporating notes of humor at just the right time, such as when fellow councilors have, by all accounts, gone on long enough. I've had this personally happen to me.
Whereas Paul has always acted as both a leader and a mentor for incoming counselors, with a welcoming spirit in guiding them as they learn how to navigate their new role in their community.
Whereas Paul has worked closely with Mayor Cahill and former Mayor William Scanlon over the course of their coinciding terms, maintaining a professional and respectful relationship with the city's chief executive, while also representing the independence of the council as the legislative branch of city government, a professional demeanor which Paul also extended to city department heads who Paul collaborated with in order to best respond to the needs of his Beverly constituents.
Whereas Paul's day job involves running the family business, Super Sub, on Cabot Street, a go-to destination for generations of Beverly residents, where he began working at the age of 14 and where he has worked full-time since graduating from St. Anselm, during which time he has managed both Super Sub and its catering arm, Casual Catering, serving up an array of delicious meals to the Garden City, including the meatballs, which are my favorite. Most notably, cheesesteaks of a higher caliber than many, if not all of those found in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Whereas it has been well known to those in need of assistance in matters pertaining to city government that Paul could be found most days at his business and frequently helped citizens resolve their matters counterside at Super Sub.
Whereas Paul's commitment to the city of Beverly extends to his active participation in Beverly Main Streets and the Greater Beverly Chamber of Commerce, his support of Endicott College and Montserrat College of Art, his role as a CCD teacher, as well as his hosting of North Shore's 104.9 FM Sports Talk at Super Sub, among other activities.
Whereas Paul was born in Everett, Massachusetts, and grew up in Reading before moving to Beverly, and is known as an avid baseball trivia guru, a marathon runner, a Jeopardy viewer, an ABBA fan, a WWF wrestling enthusiast, and a proud father whose favorite activities include watching Noah play baseball, watching Julia do gymnastics, and watching Anna grow into her position at the Beverly Hospital ICU, despite the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Whereas Paul's generosity has been repeatedly demonstrated during times of celebration, loss, and at holiday gatherings in the form of a platter of comforting food delivered at just the right time.
Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Beverly does hereby honor Paul Guanci, our friend, Councilor at Large and Council President, and wish him, Kristen, Anna, Noah, and Julia much happiness, success, and good health, with our hope that he will find new and rewarding ways to serve our Garden City, in order that the city clerk spread a copy of this resolution upon the city records.
President Guanci, before, I hope you have some words of wisdom to share with us as well. And before that, I'd like to ask the counselors to come back and Counselor Flowers to share.
Oh, okay.
That's not yet. So this gift is not just from me, this gift is from all of the counselors, but before I give it to you, President Guanci, I wanted just to say a few words, and then as Councilor Rand said, our council colleagues may have a few words to say too. I think it's been said in the resolution, it's been said by Councilor Rand, I think it's felt by all of us, that one of the truest principles of who you are as a leader and a person is kindness. And so I think Councilor Rand talked about the kindness that you showed to new counselors. That's certainly been true for me. From when I first decided to run and sat down and met with you, and I feel like you could have said, I'm not going to meet with you, you're running for the same seat I'm running for, but you were incredibly generous with your time, your kindness, your wisdom, and your advice, and that just continues and has continued throughout the time that I've had the chance to serve with you. You have been generous with wisdom. You have been generous with compliments. I think things that I felt were probably not as well done as they could have been, you've always been encouraging about how they were done, and have also always led by example in how they can be done better. And so I just want to say to you that not only do we appreciate, not only does Beverly appreciate who you've been as a leader of the city council and as our city council president for so many years, but I think it's worth noting on a personal note that one of the things that I think is a way you can tell the most about someone's character is how they treat people who society sometimes says are smaller than them. I'm thinking specifically of children. And I have been touched all along by the kindness that you showed my son Emmett, who thinks you're just the coolest person in the world. But just, I think your character and who you are comes through so clearly in those interactions, because at a busy moment at Super Sub, or when you're running a meeting, whether it's been in person or on Google Meet and he walks behind me on the camera, which he did more than I would have preferred, you always took a moment to acknowledge him, to make him feel special, and to make him feel seen and important. And I think that speaks volumes about who you are, because not only do you do that for my child, you do that for everybody, for children, for adults, for people in your business, for people who stand at this podium and speak before the city council. And so I want to say on behalf of all of us, but on behalf of me especially, thank you for being that kind of leader and that kind of person. And thank you for being that kind of a friend. I've appreciated the past 4 years getting to know you so much better. So thank you. You'll be very missed.
Thank you, Councilor Flowers. Is there anyone else who would like to share their accolades for President Guanci? Okay, I guess, oh, yeah. Councilor St. Hilaire.
I just wanted to say, as someone who's followed politics for a long time and gotten involved in a lot of campaigns, been in awe with your ability to top the ticket consistently over the years. We call you the most popular guy in Beverly and in my family. And so just wanted to say, end of an era, you'll be missed. You're a great mentor, friend, and best of luck.
Thank you, Matt.
Councilor Houseman?
Yeah, I'll just be brief, which Paul won't believe. Now, I just want to say how much I have admired, respected, and appreciated the way you've led the council as a collegial body. We don't always agree with each other as a body, and within the city we've had challenging moments. And you have always led the council in a way that I think has really distinguished us as a body in this region by the way you have kept leadership with a light touch and kindness, as Councilor and President-elect Flowers mentioned. That really reflects, I think, your true character, and I'll miss you as leader.
Thank you. That's got to be it, right?
No, it's not.
Rotundo.
Mr. President, Paul, we've known each other for years. We've been in business together these last 2 years serving as a counselor with you, and really the mornings that we get together and, we get to talk, shop about, how bad things can get with the restaurant industry or the hospitality industry in general. It's always comforting to know that I can come into your shop, and even though I'm compared to Mr. Latta once in a while, but no, I do appreciate all the times you've given me. We've had the opportunity to talk with each other, and really, it's been, really immeasurable. I can't really say enough about it, and I hope to continue that relationship going forward, that you'll let me into the back room once in a while still.
Of course. And with that, I'm going to interrupt, and especially right after Councilor Rotundo said that, because every day we go through the same challenges every day in our business world. Supply chain shortages, rising costs, and we have, I would say, gripe sessions. So a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to Todd about what should I say. And then I said to him, you know what I'm going to do? I'm a big Seinfeld fan, so we're going to celebrate Festivus. If you're a Seinfeld fan, it was discovered or made up by Frank Costanza, George's dad, where instead of a Christmas tree, they had an aluminum pole. Instead of giving thanks, they had the airing of the grievances, and they had the feats of strength. And we pictured Councilor Rand and Councilor Flowers arm wrestling. And Councilor Rotundo said that he was going to wrestle Councilor St. Hilaire. And I actually went down and spoke to the wrestling coach to see if we could get a couple of singlets for them. But after that, I realized. And then, of course, Todd had to come out and show up with the aluminum Festivus tree. But tonight is not a night of grievances. It's a night to be truly, truly thankful. So this past April, I remember feeling so relieved that my family and I decided that this would be my last term as a member of the Beverly City Council. Tim, I can't promise I'm not going to cry. While it's the right decision then, and it's still the right decision now, a part of me is sad. A city councilor is about constituent service, and when life gets too busy to answer a phone call or respond to an email, then it's time to step aside and give others the opportunity to serve. While I will never miss Zoom meetings or roll call votes, I will miss the time we spent together here in City Council chambers. Tonight, I'd like to thank my family Kristen, my wife, my children, Anna's not here, maybe she's working, Noah and Julia. They are my pride, they are my joy. And I'm sure Patrice Rotundo would agree with me. Our wives are awfully special because we're in a 7-day-a-week business, that the hours are long, and then on top of that, we've decided to become city councilors. And they don't complain. Maybe they like it when we're not home. But it's a lot of the things that go on at the house either fly onto our radar or go over our head, and we don't have to worry about them taken care of because our wives fill that role. I have a picture that sits on my desk of my daughter Anna. She was 4 when I was first inaugurated here, standing on the radiator down the end of the hallway. Inauguration used to be here in City Council chambers with her Dorothy shoes on from The Wizard of Oz, and I can't believe that that's been 22 years ago. The job of a city councilor definitely can put a strain on quality family time, especially during an election year. Family and friends are pushed to the max. And the more time you run, the more times you run, the harder it is to find people to help you out, because their number one thing to say is, don't worry about it, you're all set. And no matter how well you do in the previous election, you're always worried and want to finish where you have. I've had the opportunity to work so many amazing people on the city council that I feel the need to list all of them. If I leave somebody out, let me know. Here we go. Maureen Trubataris, David Lang, Todd Rotundo, Ron Costa, Miranda Gooding, Wesley Slate, Estelle Rand, Timothy Smith, Roger Morency. How many of you knew that Roger Morency was a city councilor? John Burke, Jimmy Latter. Now, Jimmy Latter in our house is one word. For so long thought that Jimmy Latter was famous, like Madonna. So, Jimmy Latter it is. And Stacey Ames, Virginia McGlynn, Kevin Hoban, Scott Hausman, Don Martin, Kathleen Feldman, Jack Murray, a dear friend of mine who passed away, Patricia Grimes, Judith Cronin, Brett Schetzel, John Frades, Dominic Copeland, Matt St. Hilaire, number 33, the original number 33, kids, Tim Flaherty, Joyce McMahon, William Coughlin, Jason Silva, Scott DeLay, and last but not least, President-elect Julie Flowers. And of course, I have an affection for your son because he's a baseball player. And I do have a present for you, Council Flowers. Council Flaherty gave this to me 20 years ago. It's a piece of paper that says, question comes on the acceptance and the adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye. All those opposed, motion carries 9-0. And it's nice that most of them are 9-0.
Thank you. I'm going to need that piece of paper.
I'm going to set that aside for you.
Thank you.
And I don't think I missed anybody. Tim?
I hope not. I don't think so. You've been here a long time, so.
Yeah, it's been an honor to have worked beside each of you, and I appreciate all the work you do on behalf of your constituents. The city of Beverly has been blessed with so many talented department heads who have always been responsive and courteous to my sometimes impossible requests when trying to help Beverly's residents. You can never do too much. To name a few, Michael Collins, Brian Ailes, John Dunn, Marshall Handley, Roy Gelino, Tina Cassidy. If you didn't have a chance to work with Tina, she was somebody that was really special. Stephanie Williams, Chiefs Palonzi, Pierce, Carter, and O'Connor from the fire department, Chiefs Terry, Casola, Ray, and Chief LaLasher from the police department. Pauline Teixeira, Director of Human Resources. Darlene Wynn, our new planning director. Marianne Holak, Bill Burke, the head of the health department, who's been taxed beyond belief the past 2 years. Bruce Doig, best appointment that Mayor Thomas Crean ever made. And Frank Killerley, who was in the engineering department years ago. And it was Kevin Hoban who sat up there, and after every time the engineering or the mayor presented something to the council, Kevin would say, Did anybody check with Frank on this? And I don't think Frank ever knew he was breathing, but he was a good boy, good man. That's just a few that deserve recognition. To everybody here at City Hall, you've made my job enjoyable and much more easier. The city has too many boards and commissions to list, but I'd like to personally thank each and every person that has given or currently gives their time to serve on a volunteer board or commission. Beverly would not be where it is today without your tireless work. Special thanks to Richard Dinkin, John Thompson, Ellen Hutchinson, and Ellen Flannery from the Planning Board. Joel Margolis from the Board of Appeals, who's a good friend and customer, and I ask him every month, did you get your check this month? And he still laughs. Because volunteer boards and commissions, no matter how much work they do, it's not paid. Who else did I put down? Mark Casey, who does everything. Bill Loud, Rich Benevento, David Gardner, Charlie Mann, and David Alden, among so many more. It was Richard Dinkin who taught me how to conduct a public hearing. My first term as council president, I had no idea what I was doing. I was afraid of him at first, but his bark is worse than his bite, and I'll always remember him for being so helpful. Special thanks to my 3 old friends from the Beverly Airport Commission. When they were with us, Bill Mahoney, Leo White, and Paul Barnacle, all veterans, ran the airport like it was their own. I miss them dearly, and I still have one of... Let me think of the WWF Wrestling. And I still have one of Paul Barnacle's handwritten letters on my desk to remind me of what a special friend he was to me. As a body, the City Council is only as good as the people behind the scenes. We're just the talent. And we have been fortunate enough to have 4 good city clerks in my tenure. Fran McDonald, Kathy Conley, Wes Slate, and last but not least, Lisa Kent, who had only 1 live meeting under her belt before COVID hit. She has handled the pressure of remote meetings wonderfully and always made sure I was prepared before logging on. And every script said, make sure to smile. Does anybody feel like another roll call vote? Or how about reading of Rule 22? I hope you never have to do that again. Probably not. How about campaign volunteers? Where would we be without them? It all started for me as a committee of 4. Myself, my best friend, lifelong Beverly resident Jim Lavassa, Martha Lewis, who you all may know. That is the amazingly friendly voice you get when you call the mayor's office. And Martha's here. Thank you. And of course, her sister, Susan Bushy. And for a couple of times, my first election, Martha was asked if she was the wife a couple of times, which always made me smile, and she got mad at me. He was a wonderful sidekick. So many people joined our team along the way, and many have passed on. Kerry Zenos was my campaign finance guy for a while. He died of cancer way too young. George Heller, everybody knows George Heller. If you go to the Y, you knew who George Heller was. Ron Innocenti from the Spear Post. Every Saturday he would be out in Gloucester Crossing. As time went on, he wasn't healthy, so he held a sign sitting in a lawn chair. Are just few of the people who started as campaign helpers and ended up as friends. I miss them. Others like Wendy Kelly, who took off election day, every election. She worked at many banks on the North Shore to hold a sign for me all day. Jay Leahy, I met through city government, drove around the Super Sub van delivering coffee, food, sandwiches, chips, desserts, to not only our campaign helpers, but to everybody that was working on a campaign, because I've always said, no matter what, we've all gone through the same thing, but that day, election day, we're all on the same team, because we were crazy enough to run for city office. Nina Amore, who let us plaster her fence in Ward 3 every 2 years with Guancy at Large signs. My campaign finance director, Michael Murphy, who once said his main job was to keep me out of jail for campaign finance fraud. They're all instrumental to my success. Mayor Scanlon and Mayor Cahill, thank you both for the opportunity to work beside each of you for so many years. We as elected officials and public servants have done great things working together. It was former Salem News editorial director Nelson Benton who said, "The city of Beverly is well served by the cooperative and professional relationship of the City Council and the Mayor's office. It's been a busy 2 decades, new schools, improved infrastructure, open space purchases, a new police station, finally, top-notch financial controls due to our finance directors and our city council budget analyst. There's only been 2, Kathy Griffin, who did a nice job, but Mr. Jerry Perry has been absolutely outstanding the past 4 years. And, yes, finally, a restaurant on the waterfront in Beverly. You'll finally be able to go and have a drink outside and look at the water in a seaside community. I'm just so honored to be a small part of these accomplishments. Finally, thank you once again to my family. Not being a Beverly native, it was so wonderful to marry a Beverly girl, class of Beverly High, 1990, and I got to meet, and one of the people I love most dearly is her dad, Bob Peroni, Beverly High School teacher, coach, was a basketball coach, and a Beverly High Hall of Famer. He's one of my best friends. And to the residents of Beverly, thank you for giving this 34-year-old kid with no political experience a chance back in 1999, when I really needed the opportunity to contribute something else to the city of Beverly. I was lucky enough to be given it. So thank you, everybody. Another thing about Councilor Rotundo and I, we bet the over-under every meeting. And tonight, I bet the over tonight. It was 9:30. So if anybody has anything else to add, no, thank you, everyone. That's a good one to lose. Thanks again.
Okay, I would take a motion to accept the 2 resolutions.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye. All right, and we don't need a motion for me to step down, right? Okay, please. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I gotta put my mask back on.
Want to borrow mine?
I thought I was at home in my living room.
No, I got my pants on.
Yeah. Christine Dixon, please let the record show that Councilor Rotundo has his pants on. Do I have to do anything else? We're all good. Hey, you guys are great. Thank you so much. It's really been an honor all these years serving with all of you. I wish you the best. I wish Councilor Flowers the best. She's going to do great. You got your notes here. I'll give them to you. That's a tough one. It takes a couple meetings to get that one.
It's a mouthful.
Does anybody else have anything to add?
Pay up.
Yeah, I owe you $5. So the council does have a special meeting next week on Wednesday, 12/29. It should be brief. We have a public hearing on a CPA funding request from the city of Beverly to purchase some land and put it in a conservation restriction up at Moraine Farm. It sounds like a great idea. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn
So moved.
for the last time.
Second.
All those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 9-0. Thank you.